consent is an uncomfortable topic because most of the time it is associated with sex, and we wait until it's too late to start teaching our kids about consent and sex. I would like to highlight a way you could try to teach our children about consent. The first way is teaching your kids that it's their bodies and they have control. It's their bodies, it's their choice. A scenario is, let's say I had a child and my son's name was Danny. So I'd tell Danny during bath time, because I've already taught him to call his body parts by their names and not using any other analogies or anything. I'd ask Danny, do you want me to wash your penis or will you wash it yourself? So that either way the penis is being washed, but he has a choice on how it's done. Let them choose what they want to do with their body. Let them learn that it's theirs to give and no one else's, that they have complete control of whatever happens to your body. Another example is not forcing your children to give physical affection. If, let's say, an aunt of Danny's came to the house and the aunt was leaving, I'd ask Danny, do you want to hug your aunt or give her a fist bump or a high five, so that Danny does not feel like he's constrained into having to hug someone just because I've said it. They have complete control. They can choose any of the three. It's either a fist bump or a high five or a hug. Another aspect you should consider apart from your body, your choice, is body literacy. We'd already talked about teaching your children exactly the exact anatomical names of their body parts without using analogies and made up words. Just call it with its anatomical name. The first thing is it deters perpetrators. The second thing, it creates a gateway for having conversations about sex and affiliated factors such as consent. The third thing, if you teach about body lit, teach them about facial expressions and physical cues, so that they know when a yes looks like a no on the face. Such kind of things. Also, make it a habit or make it like a family thing, not to take a no too seriously. Like when a child says no to a hug, act like it's a non-issue, so that they know that saying no is not such a bad thing. Saying no is acceptable. Saying no is not the end of the world. No one feels bad. People accept it and move on. Maybe they'll be more confident to tell someone no when they don't want something. They'll become more confident to say no to sex when they don't want it, without just accepting it because they don't want the other person to feel bad. So basically, make no not a big issue. Before I did this video, I sent a minor survey, like 2 questions to my male friends, asking them how they perceived consent, what could consent mean to them. Boys didn't understand anything about consent. They didn't understand that they had the power to say no. Some of them said they even felt pressurized into having sex because they're men. They're socialized to be sex loving. They felt like they couldn't say no. So the last one is, don't raise kids, raise adults. When 2 boys fought, you'd hear the parents saying boys will be boys. When a boy pinched you because they liked you and you went to tell your guardian, they'll tell you boys will be boys. He's pinching you because he likes you. But the truth is, these boys will eventually grow up to be men. Let these boys be what we teach them. Children are learning from films. They're learning consent from films. And in films, no man says no to sex. So this is what our boys have been socialized to. They don't show weakness. They don't cry. They don't say no to sex. They view women as objects. Tunawaambia waache umama. I think someone who asks for consent is someone who's actually being considerate, who's considering your emotions, which most of the time it has been associated with women. Why don't we allow men to be themselves? Are we empowering the girl child and forgetting the boy child? Who are we empowering the girls for if we are not empowering the boys too?